Okay, Gert van Loo, welcome to Leeds again, and we're here today to talk about a new board, this board, and it's called Gertduino. So I'm guessing it's got something to do with the Arduino environment, and it has some relationship with your previous board, the Gert board. But just tell us a little bit about it.
There's been this sort of battle almost between people saying you should take a Pi, you should take a Raspberry Pi, but the Arduino is better. So. And what I've tried to solve that battle sort of like by making a board, an Arduino compatible board which plugs straight onto the Raspberry Pi. Not only is it compatible with the Arduino, you can also completely develop the programs on the Pi, you can upload the programs to the Pi. I've added a couple of more features than the Arduino has. I put 6 LEDs on there because one LED is nice, but with 6 LEDs you really can start playing things.
Yeah.
The LED is still the first debug tool for my software programmers.
Yeah.
Apart from the Arduino on there, compatible, I decided to put a little more other stuff on there. There's a second Atmel chip on there, and that specifically you can program that up with real-time clock.
Yeah.
What's also special is that normally real-time clock just gives you the real time. Because this is programmable, you can use it not only to have a real-time clock, but you can use it to wake up the Pi after it's gone down to sleep. These are some small programming on that. Thirdly, I put an IRDA receiver on there. IRDA is the remote control infrared receiver. It takes quite a lot of CPU power. The Pi can do it, but you throw away a lot of CPU power with that. So now you have a little Atmel chip which can do the low-level bit receiving and decoding.
Yeah.
And then the Pi all he has to do is talk to the Arduino over the I2C interface to get the IRDA.
Yeah.
And last is that there's a RS-232 buffer on there, so you can now use it for real RS-232 connections, long distance, and talk to other equipment. So together with it, you can do quite a lot of interesting stuff with the Pi, but all the features together also make it possible to use this as a standalone application. I mean, specifically the real-time clock with the Arduino combined together, you can do quite interesting applications where you can switch on your equipment in the house without having to need the Pi at all. If this board goes into low power mode, it uses something like 1.3 microamps, so you can run it off a battery. And what I haven't tried yet, and it's one of the things to do, is if I can use the board to even switch on a power supply. That means you could, with the board and the real-time clock, you can program it up to have a certain time, switch your Pi on, do some stuff and shut down again.
Very good. So in terms of one of the main features of the Gertduino environment is the fact that you can actually buy these multitudes of shields that you can plug in to the board, right? So
yes. Is
there any limit to what shields people can use with Gertduino?
I have not tried all possible shields, but I have tried 3 different shields, and you plug them on and they work straightforward out of the box. There is no worry about 5-volt, 3-volt compatibility. The board is completely safe. Whatever you do, you will not get 5-volt feedback into the Raspberry Pi. I've tried that, and yes, I've seen no reason at all why you shouldn't be able to plug any shield on there.
Yeah. So, are the applications and the things that you can do with Gertduino just limited by people's imaginations, or have you got some example kind of hot applications that you have in mind for people?
I have some demos. The first demos are mostly to show how you get the system up and running, how you can program it. I got some other demos about communication, and the last one is where I plug a motor shield on top of it and keep running it. I still hope that maybe in due time we can make some other demos and other things to go into, but I think that will keep us busy for a while.
And finally, Gert, I think the Gert board was hailed as very successful because it had manuals and software and so on. Is that the same with this board?
Yes. You still have to learn how to program a microcontroller, specifically an Atmel chip.
Yes.
That I cannot put that in a manual. That takes many, many pages. But the manual is extensively there with all the details of how the board works, how the connectors work. There are example programs in there. There are example scripts in there. I've made life tried as much as easy as possible. It's a little bit more difficult than the Gert board, because the Gert board was really starting from level 0.
Yes.
If you really don't know anything at all, I would still recommend to first start with the Gert board, work through the examples there, and then slowly work up your way to the Arduino.
Yes.
But yes, I hope the manual is self-explanatory.
Wonderful. Well, I'm sure we're looking forward to seeing this available. Gert, thanks for coming in and sharing your ideas, and we look forward to seeing it. Thank you.